I'm gonna call this the dog issue. I have 3 dogs of my own. They're each about 50 pounds. They're medium-sized dogs. They're great dogs. They're a pack. They do what dogs do, and they're all about 4 or 5 years old. 3 months ago, we took on my father-in-law's dog, probably about an 8-year-old, similar-sized Border Collie mix. She wasn't house-trained because he had a situation where he didn't like to do the stairs too many times. He was getting pretty worn out with her. And so a lady suggested at the pharmacy several years ago that he buy the adult pee pads and put them in his apartment and let her use that. So we've had to undo that and retrain her. That went very well with minimal accidents until about a month ago. And I thought, here we go. But turns out, last weekend, I spent the night up because I heard her crying. I took her outside and wandered her around, and she seemed to go quite a bit. In the morning, when I woke up and I took her out when it was her turn, she was bleeding profusely. So it turns out she has bladder stones and a urinary tract infection, and so those accidents weren't her fault. I say that to say this. You're probably going to find some little things that are going to turn into big things if you're not careful. And so I'm really trying to work hard at keeping things in perspective. And it was just a bladder infection, and it just took a visit to the vet. We have a great vet. And with the right food and a couple of weeks, she should be feeling pretty well. She's already doing much, much better. And the accidents, the most recent accidents, have pretty much stopped. So I would say she's feeling significantly better. It's easy to set up a routine for these dogs, and then my husband came home this weekend. He films usually out of town, and sometimes things can get messed up when the dogs have a new routine, since we have a new feeding schedule and new food and a new order in which I take them outside. So don't let little things get to you, and it's okay for someone to have another thought or another way of doing something. And dogs are great company, so it's worth it. Think twice before you take on the pet. I'm really glad we did, but it's a lot of work. Yeah, so that's the dog issue.